K-pop Demon Hunters is storming Netflix charts worldwide. It's been out for less than 3 months and it's already hit over 291 million views. It's officially the most watched original animated movie in Netflix history. It even beat Squid Game Season 1 to become Netflix all-time number 1. That's insane, right? But behind that flashy animation and music, there's a whole universe of Korean myths, symbols, and language. K-pop Demon Hunters explained. Today, we'll dig into the real culture and traditions hidden inside Korean Grim Reaper, 저승사자, the mischievous goblin 도깨비, the origin of the Blue Cat character Puppy, and even traditional accessories like 놀이개. After that, we'll learn some Korean directly from the OST lyrics. Let's dig into it. Part 1. Korean traditions behind K-pop Demon Hunters. Our favorite idol, the Saja Boys. What does Saja mean? In Korean, 저승사자 literally means messenger of the afterworld. Think of him as a kind of cosmic civil servant who guides souls from this world to the next. The word combines 저승, the afterlife, and 사자, which means messenger. Traditionally, people believed 저승사자 came in groups of 3. Families would prepare offerings. That's 3 bowls of rice, 3 pairs of straw shoes, 3 coins, and 3 cups of alcohol. The idea was, if you treat them well, they would escort your loved ones safely to the next world. Sometimes Koreans even tell stories about dreaming of 저승사자. Maybe he tries to feed you black rice or keeps calling you to follow him in your dreams. Folktales say if you offer food, shoes, or alcohol, the Reaper is bound by law to accept your hospitality and grant your request. There are stories of clever villagers delaying death twice by treating the Reaper so well that he felt awkward and left. Though eventually, of course, no one escapes forever. So, while 저승사자 are often shown with pale faces, black lips, long robes, and tall hats, they're not always scary. In folklore, they bargain, they hesitate, they can even be tricked. And in dreams, they don't always mean death. Sometimes it's seen as a sign of longevity or even a message from your ancestors. So if you ever see one in a dream, maybe don't scream, maybe just bow politely. Next, 도깨비, Korea's goblin. If you've seen the drama Goblin, you might imagine a tall, mysterious man with tragic romance. But the real 도깨비 in folklore is very different. They show up on dark rainy nights or in abandoned houses, old trees, or even unused wells. That's why Koreans say 도깨비 놀기 좋은 날이다, meaning this gloomy weather is perfect for goblins. Unlike the goblins in many other cultures that are mostly evil or just scary, Korean 도깨비 are full of contradictions. They love wrestling with travelers and pulling pranks, sometimes so extreme they drop an ox on a roof just to show their strength. But they are so gullible, easily tricked, and even capable of kindness. Their 도깨비 방망이, a magic club, could give endless treasure to a kind person but punish the greedy. You will still sometimes hear how Koreans say in modern days. If the demon hunters are idols who fight demons through song and dance, this is actually a direct echo of traditional Korean shamans called 무당. For hundreds of years, 무당 led rituals called 굿, where they sang, danced, and played percussion to drive away evil spirits, heal illness, and bring peace to the community. Interestingly, this shamanism is still alive in modern Korea. It's not unusual to see people visit shamans for advice for their career path, their relationships, or even to read their fortune. The movie basically takes this ancient tradition and flips it into pop culture. Here you see the hints of Korean traditional performance like the gonmu, the sword dance. It dates back to the 7th century and was both martial art and ritual. All paintings show women in tall hats rolling 2 swords in a hypnotic performance, symbolizing discipline, balance, and sometimes exorcism. Some of the film's fight choreography feels directly inspired by this. Now, let's meet some fan favorite characters from Demon Hunters, Puppy and 서씨. They come straight out of traditional folk paintings called 호작도, or tiger and 막피 paintings. The tiger was once feared as the king of the mountains. The 막피, meanwhile, was a bringer of good news. But in these paintings, the tiger is drawn goofy and silly, almost like a big dumb cat. Why? To love it power to make something terrifying seem funny and approachable. The makpi sits above, chirping with joy. So I would say it's kind of 19th century meme culture. 호작도 spread everywhere in the late Joseon dynasty, full of satire, humor, and protection. Here's a fun detail you might wonder about this galaxy bird's striking features, three eyes. They're not just for shock value. The three eyes symbolize insight, vision, and the role of messenger who sees what others miss. So together, Duppy the tiger and Seoshi the makpi reflect the same balance as the old Hojakdo paintings. Power and humor, fear and luck, protector and messenger. It's a perfect blend of traditional Korean folklore and modern K-pop aesthetics. And then there's 1월 오봉도, the painting of the sun, moon, and 5 pigs. This painting, which also appears on the 10,000 Korean won bill, shows up behind Rumi, the lead character. Historically, it was placed behind the throne of Korean kings during the Joseon dynasty. The sun and moon represented cosmic balance, and the 5 pigs symbolized eternity and stability. So when Demon Hunters use 1월 오봉도 as a backdrop for Rumi, it's not random. It reflects her role as K-pop royalty, majestic but isolated, powerful but pressured by expectations. And look closer. The film also shows 놀이개, a traditional accessory women wore on hanbok. It looks like jewelry, but each charm carried symbolic meaning. Tiger claws were for scaring off evil. Pomegranates and lotus flowers symbolized fertility. Turtles represented longevity. Bells meant fortune. 놀이개 wasn't just decoration. It was like wearing your wishes and prayers around your waist. Now let's move on to the OST. If you ever struggled to sing along to Korean parts, pay attention. We're not just translating, we're learning grammar and real-life expressions along the way. First from Golden, 영원히 깨질 수 없는. 영원히, forever. 깨질 수 없는, unbreakable. 깨지다 means to be broken, to be shattered. And if you add 수 있는, the word gets the meaning of able, while 수 없는 make the meaning unable. So in Korean, we can use the word 깨다 like this. 약속을 깨다, 믿음, 신뢰를 깨다, 연결을 깨다, with object marker. In other words, you can say 약속이 깨지다, 믿음, 신뢰가 깨지다, 연결이 깨지다, with subject marker. So when the lyric says 영원히 깨질 수 없는, it's saying our golden moment is eternal, unbreakable. Then we hear 밝게 빛나는 우리. 밝게, brightly. 빛나는, shining, glowing. 우리, we. Here, in this one short phrase, we can actually see two grammar rules at work. How Koreans turn adjectives into adverbs and how verbs into modifiers. If you add 개 to an adjective stem, it becomes an adverb describing how something happens. Think of it like saying 리 in English. 밝다, to be bright. 밝게, brightly. 무섭다, to be scary. 무섭게, scarily. 똑똑하다, to be smart. 똑똑하게, smartly. And in daily life, you will hear these all the time. 크게 웃어요. Laugh loudly. 똑똑하게 답했어요. Answered smartly. 조용하게 말했어요. Spoke quietly. And if you add 는 or 은 to a verb or adjective, it turns into an adnominal form. Basically, an adjective phrase that modifies a noun. 빛나다, to shine. 빛나는, shining. 웃다, to smile. 웃는, smiling. 귀엽다, to be cute. 귀여운, cute. Now soda pop. 마시고 마셔봐도 성에 차지 않아. 마시고, I drink and 마셔, drink, 봐도, even if. In Korean, 고 means and, while 어도 means even if. So 마시고 마셔봐도 literally means I drink and even if I tried drinking more. In other words, no matter how much I drink, it's not enough. 성에 차다 means to be satisfying, to live up to expectations. So 성에 차지 않아 means it's not satisfying. So you can use the structure like this. 공부를 해도 성에 차지 않아. No matter how much I study, it's never enough. 게임을 해도 성에 차지 않아. Even playing games non-stop, it's never enough. Or 먹어도 성에 차지 않아. No matter how much I eat, still not enough. Next, 너 말곤 모두 뻔해. 너, you, 말곤, except for, 모두, everything else, 뻔해, is predictable. With this word 뻔하다, Koreans say like this. 결말이 뻔하다. The ending is obvious. 안 봐도 뻔해. I don't even need to see it. It's obvious. 뻔한 거짓말인 거 다 알아. I can see through that. It's an obvious lie. And 지금 당장 날 봐. 시간 없잖아. 지금 당장. Right now. 날 봐. Look at me. 시간, time. 없다, don't have. 잖아. You know. He here is 잖아. Depending on tone, 잖아 can comfort, tease, or scold. It's like seasoning your words with nuance. For example, 답을 알잖아 means you know the answer. 내가 말했잖아 means I told you already. So like in the lyrics, 넌 내 거야 이미 알고 있잖아 means you're mine and come on, you already know that. Finally, take down. 정신을 놓고 널 짓밟고. 정신을 mind or spirit 놓고 lose 널 you 짓밟고 trample or stomp on. Especially with the word 정신, Koreans use it all the time in daily life. So I thought it'd be fun to introduce some of the most common expressions that you will actually hear in real conversations. First, 정신 차려. Get a grip, wake up, pull yourself together. For example, if your friend is daydreaming during an important exam, you can shake them a little and say, 정신 차려. Second, 정신 나갔니? Are you out of your mind? Have you lost it? For example, your friend shows up in a thick winter coat in the middle of August. You can say, 정신 나갔니? Third, 내 정신 좀 봐. Oh gosh, what was I thinking? How absent-minded of me. Situation, you're at the coffee counter and suddenly realize you left your wallet at home. You slap your forehead and say, 내 정신 좀 봐. Today we explore the Korean traditions hidden in K-pop Demon Hunters and learned real Korean language through its OST. I hope this made you see the movie with new eyes and hear the Korean words with new ears. Maybe next time you watch it, when you hear 내가 사랑하는 거 알잖아, you will actually catch the nuance. If you enjoyed this cultural and language breakdown, please hit the like, drop a comment, and let me know which Korean show or movie you want me to cover next. See you in the next tip in Korea.